Cracking down on smuggling in Cochise County. Over the last couple years, the county attorney has been prosecuting teenagers as adults when it comes to felony drug crimes. It's a practice that's proven effective, says the county sheriff. We should caution you, some of what you're about to see may be disturbing.
When I first swore in as Cochise County attorney, I had been hearing from a lot of agents about a particular problem that we had down here. And that was quite simply that juveniles were being used by the cartel to smuggle large quantities of drugs, and that there was nothing happening to them. And as a result, then, the cartel, the people on the south side of the border, were able to also be truthful with kids by telling them, look, you don't have to worry. Chances are you're not going to get caught. If you do get caught, you're not going to get prosecuted.
Then in 2015, Cochise County Attorney Brian McIntyre started charging teen drug smugglers as adults.
Most importantly, it got the word out in Mexico that crossing through Cochise County, at least, is a really bad idea.
In the first month, McIntyre charged 39 teenagers for transporting marijuana, a Class 2 felony. It carries a minimum prison sentence of about 3 years.
As a county attorney, you can say, I'm going to prosecute you. But there could also be a judge who says, this is too severe. I'm not prosecuting a 14-year-old for an adult crime.
Well, we did see some cases remanded back at the discretion of the court. That's fine, and that's actually, I think, why that's built into the statute, is that it wouldn't just be a prosecutor's decision.
As the months progressed, the numbers dropped. In the fall of 2017, he prosecuted 10. In March of 2018, the number dropped to 0.
How do you sort of accept that you are sending teenagers to prison?
First of all, the Arizona Department of Corrections, they have a minors unit. The kids are kept sight and sound separate from adults. They're educated. There are programs there for them. When you look at the communities that most of these individuals are coming from, they were already done with any concept of public education, at least on the Mexican side. They were already expected to work 40 or more hours a week if they were going to contribute at all to their household. They were essentially being treated as adults in Mexico, and they wound up getting treated as adults here.
To support his claim, McIntyre gave us these photos of a teenager his office worked with, a smuggler who lost his load and was beaten by cartel members.
There are people who will watch this in Tucson and in Phoenix and think, what? That's incredible. You're telling me that smugglers are recruiting teenagers, and if things go south, there's physical violence that results?
Every day. And we have to remember that this, obviously, the concept of borders and fences and those kind of things automatically raises strong feelings in people. But what we have to remember is that the rules are different on the other side of the border. So what should cause people outrage, and this is what I explained to the kids and other people, over 100,000 people in Mexico have been killed by the cartels. Of course they don't hesitate to beat a child with a 2x4 for losing a load, because essentially they don't hesitate to do anything. While we have been fortunate on this side and in Cochise County to not experience a great amount of border violence, it has crossed over. It has touched our communities. And the best thing that we can do is take a strong stand and show that we actually have the will to prevail in certain areas. When people say that this is too harsh on kids, that they are just kids 14 to 17 and 11 months and 29 days, right? The reality is they're a lot safer hands with me than getting crossed back over right away.
Cochise County Sheriff Mark Dannels stands behind the county attorney and has taken heat for it.
I've been hit on this side too by even our judicial side saying, Sheriff, this is rough. Well, think about this just for a minute. These kids are smuggling drugs. They're no different than anybody else. There's got to be consequences. But they're working for these transnational organizations, the cartels, that if they lose that product, they go back, and we have pictures where they've been beat, they've been abused because they lost the cartel's product. So in our hands, we get a year and a half, we get them. They get counseling, they get good medical, they get education, everything that comes with that. And hopefully by the time they get out in a year and a half, they're in a better state of mind than they were when they went in. So hopefully it'll be a success story.
Jailing teens comes at a cost for the county, housing teens apart from adults while providing adequate care. Dannels says it was worth it.
It's a very serious crime, and it's a serious crime that throughout this country that it's a quality of life issue in our communities, in our rural areas, where what comes into Cochise County and the other borders along from Texas to California are going to our communities throughout the United States. And we want to make sure we're doing the right thing on that. It's a quality of life that we have many challenges in our communities. And so I want to make sure I can stand up as a sheriff, both at a local level and a national level, and say we're doing the right thing when it comes to this.
For McIntyre, it's about more than ending an epidemic.
This is your community. I mean, you're born and raised in this border county. It's important to you that these kids know that whatever they think that they're going to have to settle with in their lifestyle is not, that they could end up like you.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know, ending up like me is the greatest thing in the world. But growing up, the idea even that someone would go to school in another state or in another country was kind of few and far between. And there's unfortunately for some kids a belief in that Douglas is all that it ever will be. But you know, the reality is so much different, and everything in life is about what you make of your skills, of your efforts, and everyone has the ability to contribute. You know, one of the things that usually I wind up telling the kids, because we're in a room during our education program, and everyone in the room there has a gun besides me, and I'll call them out on it, and I'll mention, you know, all the guns here, and then I'll take and I'll pull my pen out, and I tell them, this is the most powerful instrument in this room right now. I can sign an indictment, or I can sign a letter of recommendation. And which one do you want it to be?